Hi, this video is going to do two things for you. One, it will help you learn the midpoint formula, and the second is it will help you to learn how to program your TI-83 Plus or TI-84 Plus calculator to do all sorts of wonderful, helpful things in math. Okay, getting started. This is the midpoint formula. Now, don't be intimidated by the little subscripted 1 and the subscripted 2. This is just saying add the two x coordinates together of each of your 2 points and divide by 2, and that'll give you a single x coordinate. And then you add the y coordinates of your 2 points, y1 and y2, add them together, and then divide by 2. So really nothing heavy hitting here, just some adding and dividing. Here's a little bit more visual example with some real numbers, even some negative numbers here thrown in, because you know how teachers and textbooks like to make things tricky. Right, so this negative 2 here came from here, 0.1, and I'm adding this to the x-coordinate of our second point, 6, which came from right over here. We add them together, we get 4 on top divided by 2, and that gives us a 2. Then we take our y-coordinate 4 here, we add it to a negative 2, and that's sort of like subtracting. So we have 2 in the numerator, divide by 2, and that'd be 1. So our new coordinate would be 2 over here and then 1, and that would be right about here, right on the line that would be between these points, right where the cursor is making a little circle. Okay, so how do we program our calculator to do something like this for us automatically? Okay, I programmed in some sequences of keystrokes here. Feel free to pause this video at any time and watch whatever you need to. Step number 1 is to make a new program here and to name it. We're going to call this Midpoint. Okay, now I'm putting in the command clear home because that will sort of wipe the screen clean of anything else you've been doing, and it'll start things at the very top. And the first part of our program, this is a 3-part program. The first part is input, getting the coordinates from the user of the program. The middle part is doing some calculation, and the third and final part of this program is outputting the result of our calculation. Now notice here that I've got x1, and it's not a subscripted little 1. Unfortunately, this calculator doesn't have that kind of character in it, so this is the best that we can do, and I think it's pretty clear to the user when they see that what they need to put in. Now I'm putting this in variable h. How come I'm not putting it in a variable called x1? Well, because I can't. This calculator only allows us to use single letter variables for things like numbers. So I'm going to be using h, I, j, and k for the 4 numbers that will be input into this program. Now if you're thinking that there's anything special about h, I, j, and k, no, there's not really. It's just that I want to avoid using letters near the front of the alphabet like A, B, C, and D, and letters near the end of the alphabet like W, X, Y, and Z. If the calculator has any variables in it from something that you've been doing before, it could override it if we used A, B, C, or D, and we want to be careful not to do that. Okay, now for the middle part of our program. This is where we're going to input the computerish version of our textbook formula for finding the midpoint. And I bet you can spot it right now. H plus j divided by 2, comma, I plus k, and it's going to be divided by 2. Remember, we're adding the x coordinates together, x1 and x2, and dividing by 2, and then we're adding the y coordinates together, I and k together, and dividing by 2. I'm going to be putting this in a variable called a, which happens to be a list. Lest you think I contradict myself, and I just got done saying I don't choose letters near the front of the alphabet, it's safe to put a list into A. This calculator has 6 prepared lists for us to use, list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I suppose I could have put it in any one of those, but I do have the ability to name my own list, and so I'm naming a new list A, and that'll work out just fine. I don't think that we'll be overwriting anything. Now the third part of this program is all in. I'm displaying midpoint is, and then I'm going to display the list. And the list, remember, has the coordinates of what we're calculating. And this is it. The final command, clear list, is not really necessary for this program to run properly, but it's just sort of a nice thing that they taught us how to do in computer science. You know, you want to clean up any variables and memory and stuff. So kind of an old habit sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to hit second and then mode, and I'm going to change this to the large screen so you can see things a little bit more easy. And this is how you execute the program. Hit the program key, and then you've got your programs in here, and these are some that I might do later someday. But here's the one we just put in, midpoint. Hit enter, and I'm hitting enter again to run it, and it's prompting me for x1, and I'm going to use our example right here, -2, 4, 6, -2. So -2, 4, 6, and -2. Hey, be careful that you use the negative key rather than the subtraction key, because this one does arithmetic and this one says that it's something is negative. They look the same, but they are different. Alright, so I'm going to hit enter now, and look at that. Midpoint is 2, 1. Now I know there's not a nice little comma right here. You're going to have to be okay with that. And the fact that our answer is in a bracket here, that just means that, oh, it's a list that was outputting. And then the word done means that the program executed. Now if we want to run it again, like we've got 20 of these to do in a row, we can just hit enter and it instantly runs again. So here I'm going to make up some new coordinates, and we'll just test it on something else to see if it works. Some negative numbers, how about? And then how about 5, 9 can be the coordinates of our second point. And here we go. It even handles real numbers. 1.5, that's the same as 1.5. And 3. Okay, I tried to keep this short and sweet. Hope this helps you to program your calculator in lots of different ways. If I were you, you might want to see about programming in the distance formula. That it can be a killer. Alright, thanks for watching. And if you want to find this program and some other math goodies, surf on over to andyborn.com/math. You can find the midpoint program there. There's a picture of it even if you want to key it in that way. And lots of great stuff for students, fellow teachers, and parents. Alright, thanks a whole bunch for watching, everyone. Leave a nice comment if you're not being lazy. Ciao!